Sir, the session is going to start in 1 minute.
Yes, ma.
Good evening, everyone. Namaste and a very warm welcome to all our respected scientists, academicians, researchers, faculty members, coordinators, students, innovators, and technology enthusiasts joining us from different parts of country. I am Satvika, student coordinator at KIYE Foundation, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to S-Talks Lecture 22. Before we begin, I request everyone to kindly type your name, college, and branch in the chat section so that we can know where everyone is joining from. It's wonderful to see participants coming together with one common passion: science, innovation, research, and nation building. KIYE Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to inspire young minds through science, technology, aerospace, defense, innovation, entrepreneurship, and leadership. The foundation was established by Mr. Naresh Indian with a vision to bridge the gap between academy and industry by connecting students with eminent scientists, defense experts, researchers, entrepreneurs, and professionals. Inspired by the vision of Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Missile Man of India and People's President, KIYE Foundation is committed to nurturing scientific thinking, innovation, and youth empowerment. His dream of transforming India into a developed and self-reliant nation continues to inspire every initiative of Foundation. Through lectures, workshops, internships, industrial visits, research initiatives, and career guidance programs, KIYE Foundation continues to empower thousands of students to become future innovators and responsible nation builders. As our tagline says, inspiring young minds. STOC stands for Space, Aerospace, and Futuristic Technologies. These flagship initiatives designed to give students the opportunity to interact directly with India's leading scientists and technology experts. Our vision is simple yet powerful: 52 lectures, 52 speakers, 52 topics, and 52 weeks of inspiration. Every session is dedicated to learn, innovate, and excellence. Today's exciting topic is role of technology in nation development in the perspective of DRDO. Technology has become one of the strongest pillars of national development. From defense and aerospace to artificial intelligence, real time software, embedded system, and strategic innovation, technology advancements are shaping a strong and more self reliant India. Today's session will give us an opportunity to understand how DRDO innovation contribute to our country growth and security. If you believe technology has the power to transform our nation, type Jai Hind in the chat jar. Before introducing today's distinguished speaker, let us watch a short audiovisual presentation showcasing the vision, mission, and remarkable initiatives of KIYE Foundation. I request one of our coordinator to kindly play the AV. Thank you. If the presentation inspired you, don't forget to drop a rocket in the chat. Now I invite our coordinator, Miss Lahari, to share her journey with KIYE Foundation. Lahari, go ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shikam Laharishri, a student coordinator at KIYE Foundation, and I am honored to share my journey and experience with all of you today. My journey with KIYE began in 2025 when I was a part of Kalam Space Convention and Vignan Vaibhav. When I first joined, my goal was simple. I just wanted to contribute to meaningful events, gain practical experience, and connect with inspiring people. Being part of this event quickly became a major turning point in my life. Working closely with KYE pushed me to step out of my comfort zone. Through active participation, I improved my communication skills, learned the true value of teamwork, and developed strong leadership abilities. Most importantly, it provided me with the right platform to overcome my stage fear, allowing me to express my ideas clearly and with confidence. Recognizing my dedication and effort, the KYU Foundation trusted me with the role of student coordinator. Coordinating events, guiding teams, and managing the key responsibilities has been rewarded great experience that has helped me to grow both personally and professionally. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the KYU Foundation, our mentors, Dr. G. Satish Reddy sir, Naresh Indian sir, and my fellow coordinators. Thank you for the continuous guidance and building an environment where students can realize their true potential. For me, KYE is more just than an organization. It is a platform for leadership, confidence, and lifelong learning. I'm looking forward to contribute to many more successful events and continue this journey in this KYE organization. Thank you for everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Lahari, for sharing your wonderful experience. Now comes the most awaited moment of today's session. It is my immense honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished guest speaker, Mr. A.V. Maruti Sai Ram sir, scientist DRDO RCI Hyderabad. Mr. Maruti Sai Ram sir has over 22 years of experience in the design, development, and testing of real-time software and mission-critical avionics system. He has played a significant role in developing software for underwater submarine launch system, submarine launch missile system, and air launch missile system, making valuable contribution to India's defense technology ecosystem. Before joining the RDO, he worked with renowned multinational companies including Hewlett Packard and Sharp Engineering, bringing together industry excellence and defense innovation. Academically, he holds B.Tech from Anurag University, M.Tech from IIT Madras, and is pursuing his PhD at IIT Hyderabad. His journey reflects dedication, precision, innovation, and a lifelong commitment to national development through technology. Some of his remarkable achievements include two Technology Group Awards in 2021, DRDO Team Award for Outstanding Strategic Contribution, Young Scientist of the Year Award by Andhra Pradesh Academy of Science, RCI Outstanding Performance Award, convener of RCI Go Green Committee leading the plantation of nearly 1.5 lakh saplings, founder chairman of Vitarana Foundation working for the rehabilitation and upliftment of underprivileged children. Today, we are truly privileged to hear his insights on role of technology in nation development in DRDO perspective. Let us give our respected speaker a grand virtual welcome. Fill the chat session with welcome, sir. Sir, thank you for accepting our invitation. It is truly an honor to have you with us today. We are eager to learn from your vast experience and invaluable contributions to India's defense technologies. The virtual stage is now all yours, sir.
Yeah. First of all, many congratulations to the Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence for the kind of objective and the kind of diligence in executing to achieve this objective. There are two different things here. One is having a great objective. Second is showing the required diligence and the kind of commitment to achieve that objective. These two things, when they properly merge and properly collide each other, properly go in a harmony, then we will be achieving the expected goals. The way the audiovisual showcased how Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence, under the guidance of a great legendary scientists and with the guidance of Naresh Indian, has been achieving its goals of outreach programs for the students to motivate them and make them part of a developed country, which has been the dream of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I thank for giving this opportunity to meet the hundreds of thousands of scientists of this country. I treat every child as a born scientist. It is only that whether he or she uses the potential to reach the required goal. That's where the difference comes. Otherwise, every child is a born genius. So I am here to share and learn both. I wanted to share my experiences with you and learn from you through your questions. And let us make the country better place to live. Let us make the society a great place in the coming future. Let me see how much I can, tell you in the given time, and maybe I can share my contact if anyone would like to talk to me or try to get any guidance or mentorship. I'm open for that. Maybe you can contact through Naresh Garu. Okay. So as I come from the defense background, first of all, is this audible? I'm fine. Can I? Yeah, audible, right? Okay. So first of all, I came from the defense background. Let me start with a story. Most of you might have seen the movie 300, right? 300 movie. Very long back it has come, about a Spartan team of 300 soldiers, how they fought with king, a huge army coming from the Turkey and other places on the Europe side. Actually, can you imagine such a war actually has really happened around 3,000, 3,500 years back on this very country? It is called Dasaraja Yuddham, the War of 10 Kings. It is mentioned in Rig Veda. The 10 kings, which were just on the other side of the Sindhu River. Then one king, King Sudas, who was the ruler of the Bharatavarsha at that time, and the 10 kings together, under the leadership of King Anu, attacked Sudas. And the equation was 6,000 versus 60,000. Sudas had 6,000 soldiers, and the opponent had 60,000 soldiers. And what came to his rescue? With 6,000 soldiers, how could he fought 60,000 soldiers and won the war? Why I brought this war at this juncture is we need to learn from the history for two reasons. If our ancestors are not so good, we need to learn from their mistakes, like what they have done, and so that we should not repeat those mistakes. If they are great, we should behave so that we should not, we live up to the expectations or to meet the great name they had already, achieved. So that's the reason why we need to read the history and understand what were the predicament situations and how they were handled. The technology came to the rescue when it is 6,000 versus 60,000. Sudas was a team of scientists under Sudas were working on a different metal which was known to the humankind. It was iron. Everyone else were using copper. Copper was the first known metal. I think you know that. Even the swords were made out of copper. When in the actual fight, Suda's soldiers, when they started fighting with an iron sword versus, the copper swords were broken by hitting by the iron sword. And that sent a message that Lord Indra is behind this war and he has blessed Sudas with a great metal, which is not known to the humankind, and with that he could win the war. You see, the technology, the new material could change the shape of the country. And the same Sudas next led the development and further contributed for the Sindhu, whatever we call now Sindhu, Loya, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro civilizations and other things. He had a great place as a king. He has contributed for the country. A strong nation is very, very, very important for being a developed country. A powerful person, always, you remember this, every one of you, a powerful person always makes friendship with another powerful person. A friendship never be between a powerful person and a weak person. If you are weak, everyone try to bully you. To be a sovereign country, to hold your head high, you need to be very, very strong. Strong in the sense, need not be always physical strength. Need not be always physical strength. Need not be always in numbers. But maybe in terms of technology, maybe in terms of geopolitics, maybe in terms of critical, resources. And these are the things that decide, who is going to rule or dictate terms and who is going to be your friends or foe in the changing, ever-changing, geopolitical situations. Please keep this in mind. As a person, as a family, as a society, as a country, we need to be strong at every level. You need to be physically fit. You need to be mentally fit. You need to be technically fit. You need to be economically fit. Then only when all these four elements combine together, then only the other person will look at you, or otherwise you will be perishing. This is the fact. So we need to understand, for this we need to understand where are we lacking, what are our strengths. So SWOT analysis kind of a thing at various levels, and to improve a situation. Next 15-20 minutes, I'll try to show some presentation, but anyway, more than that, I will share my life experiences with you. There is a small village in Nellore district. 600 people live there. Okay. One family. Father was an elementary school teacher. Mother is homemaker. 2 buffaloes and 3 acres of land. The father had, great aspirations. The village is so remote that no access to electricity, even for road connectivity. They have to walk for 3 to 4 kilometers to have minimum access to any other, even groceries. And the minimum medical facility is at least 5 kilometers away. From such a village, one father aspiration to make one of his sons, great engineer. And the first engineer was born from that village. I proud to say it is my brother. He went to IIT Bombay and then joined some of the MNCs and great companies and research labs in software development and other things. And now that village is having at least 100 such engineers. At least one person from each family is educated to a level of masters, engineers, lawyers, doctors, so many things. I've been growing looking at my brother, the way he set the next level of thinking, how to see differently, how to see the things, how to see pursue things differently, and the discipline of my father. I just wanted to share one of my childhood experiences. So when I was in class 6, 4 of my friends, we went to a playground, and the compound wall there were cracks in the compound wall, and we started hitting the compound wall with our legs so that to make it fall. It was like, crazy child mentality. That's all, nothing else. There was no purpose in that. Like, otherwise, what makes you to go and hit a wall, right? So after 15, 20 minutes of struggle, we finally broke the wall and it fell down. We felt very happy. I don't know why. Now I think of that situation like it is like stupidity. Again, nothing else. So the next day, our headmaster, so I was in ZP Boys High School, Kandukur, Prakasam district, I was studying there. The headmaster, there were more than 2,000 students in the school, 2,000, 2,500 students. In the assembly, headmaster called upon, announced few students. It was found that 4 students were, involved in breaking the wall and make it fell. So I want them to come out on their own. Otherwise, if I find them, the punishment would be severe. And we know about him, he is very strict. We were silent because we know that we didn't, no one didn't see while we were doing. But we were wrong that 1 or 2 persons see us from distance but couldn't recognize our faces. Then we were okay, fine. If we don't tell, nothing is going to happen. Suddenly, one hand rose from the group. The one person amongst us told that, yes, sir, I know who has done this. I am also involved in this. These 4 people, myself, Maruti, Ravi, and Murthy, 4 people, we did this. Then he was furious. And we were our heart was almost like in hands. Like, why this fellow has spoken out? He should have been kept silent. Then he called 4 of us onto the stage and said, why you did this? Sir, there were cracks and we tried to hit it to see whether we are strong enough to make the wall fall. And he looked at us. Did it hurt you in that process? No, sir, we were fine. Okay, don't do such things. Okay, it's not good. Don't do such things. You have a lot of energy. Use it in a positive way, not for destruction. Use it for some constructive ways. And that's all. And that day, I could still remember the power of telling truth. It is very important. It is very important. Till then, I never lie. I made it as a practice that I shall not do anything which I cannot tell. I shall never do anything which I cannot tell to anyone. If you are afraid of telling something, means you are doing something not good. So, wherever you grow, wherever you go, whatever you become, ethics and values, very, very important. Okay. Then in DRDO, we had many successes. We have seen failures as well. Some of the times we expect something, but certain things may not happen as expected. But it is always that we need to learn from the mistakes, like what went wrong, the analysis and understand. See, the very fundamental thing for any progressive society you take, the fundamental thing is you should be able to question anything. Question. You might have heard of, the name Upanishads. These are like part of the Vedas. Okay. Each Upanishad is actually a set of questions and discourse between a student and guru, disciple and the guru. Disciple asks few questions, and the guru in turn asks some more questions while explaining or making the student to think beyond his question. And finally, they try to understand something. Actually, our culture has the question in our blood. It is the basis of our question. They say that you question even the existence of God. You ask, like, who is God? And start your journey from there. That's what the Upanishad says. And all of you might have heard this story, 7 fishes. In Telugu, we call it as Edu Chepala Kada. It's the best example. Like every child is taught this story in his childhood or her childhood. Right? There are 7 fishes. One fish did not dry properly. And you did not leave it there. You're asking why. Why that fellow did not dry. And you get the answer and you're not stopping there. Again, go, why? Till you find a root cause. This is what you call, in our research, we call it as root cause analysis. RCA. This is the root cause analysis. You try to find what exactly went wrong, for example, in your house, you have a house wiring and one bulb is like, every time it is, failing to work. You change the bulb and next time it failed. Again, you change the bulb. Is that the solution? You have to see like what exactly making the bulb fail. You check the circuit, you go and check the switch, then further go to the switchboard and then further go to your maybe mains, plugs, everything. So that is how the analysis should go. So, and for every child or for every student or for every one of you, it is very important to do this root cause analysis for your goals and for your deeds. Okay. So let me start with a small presentation, and I request, if I am taking too much of time and if I am boring, please tell me so that I'll stop at that point. Okay. Please let me know if my time I'm crossing the time. Okay. Then we will take it that way. Okay. Hope my presentation is visible. Okay. Let me. Where is this? Keynote. Where is this? Keynote is coming. Why the keynote is not coming? I think I closed the presentation. Just give me a minute. What happened? We checked it, right? One second. Oh my God, what happened? Sorry, just give me a minute, okay? I will open my presentation. Start sharing it and just give me 1 minute. I'll open my presentation. I just opened it somehow. I don't know why. What happened? Yeah, it's coming up.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, your screen is not visible, sir.
1 second, 1 second. I'm coming. It's, somehow it is not opening. I don't know why. What happened? Okay, we will leave it. Let me see, like if I can open it. I will. Just now it was opening properly. Somehow I think there is some problem with the thing. It is some suddenly not turning up. That's okay, fine. So there is one video I just wanted to show. See, when the US, okay, United States, America were on a mission to Afghanistan, okay, when they were working on a mission to Afghanistan, they were found it was difficult to find the right uniform for their armed forces personnel. Okay, so it just so happened that the armed forces personnel is becoming targets because of their uniform. Can you imagine? A lot of science and thought process goes in this uniform design. It shall give a right camouflage at different terrains. For example, if you are in forest areas, or even if you are in deserts or any other place. Oh, I just come up now. Let me. So they were, when they started working on the this kind of uniform, and they found something very interesting. They found something very interesting. Are you able to see my screen now? Yeah. Okay. I'll directly go to that. Okay.
The cuttlefish has taken camouflage to the next level. They can change their color, shape, and texture to blend in with the background. It's hard to believe it looking at these pictures, but all these cuttlefish are exactly the same species. They're simply changing their appearance depending on what's around them. It's called adaptive camouflage, and it's perfect for hiding from both predators and prey. But can the cuttlefish adapt to anything?
So they did a lot of research on how cuttlefish
So I've chosen
change its
stripes,
colors and shapes,
chessboard,
and the cuttlefish could change its patterns as per the background, so that it can blend in. You see is how beautifully it generates a check like
quite
a board on the
right,
things.
but still impressive.
So such kind of things, that's bio inspired things, they try to work on. Okay, so let us start my presentation. I'll try to finish it within the time. So I would like to tell you about a great person Many of you might be from computer science background or using any programming language. And there is something called grammar for every language. Even the programming languages have grammar for that, regular grammars, regular expressions, and other things. And this person has made grammar for a structured grammar for Sanskrit 2000 years back, single-handedly. It is called Ashtadhyayi, the book he has written, which generates Sanskrit sentences. Okay, so but like it is like any other grammar for any other language, isn't it? But what is so special about it? The grammar is so structured that the same grammar philosophy is adapted for programming languages. It is called like Chomsky normal form and Gribbage normal form if you are the computer science students. It was actually should be named as Panini's normal form. So it was inspired by his great work. And people actually strive to use new technologies, isn't it? When you get mobile phone, we started using it. And before that, when we started new things, we try to adapt it as fast as we can. But there are certain implications that come from the technology. Let us try to understand. See how we were cooking earlier days. The first one, earlier days, it was like with the firewood. And then we have got something like this, a stove with coal. Okay. Then we got some kerosene stove. And we have got like, most of us know like is the gas cylinder and stove. And now we are having a smart cooktops with AI, isn't it? Now you tell me, which one is more dangerous? Which one can be prone for more accessibility to the others who can control this without our any knowledge? You see, with the no technology, the problems are less. When you start using, you see, for example, if the firewood goes wrong in the first case, it will not hurt that level. The damage would not be that level. But can you think of like a cylinder is blowing and the whole house is gone? And with the cooktops, AI based cooktops and other things which are connected to IoT devices and other things, someone else can switch on your cooktop and control how it is to be cooked. So that's why the famous computer scientist says that when you had no computers and no programming, and we don't have problems also. With the more technology and the more powerful computers, and we have bigger problems to solve. So you need to understand the technology while adapting it. You need to see it always comes with a pinch of salt that you need to understand. I don't know how many of you know about this Boeing 737 MAX incident. And at some point of time, all the fleet of the 737 MAX after this incident, 3 accidents have happened, killing almost like 700 people. All 737 MAX planes were grounded, wherever they were. Immediately they were grounded. It is because of one small software patch bug. Okay, because of that, it didn't work as expected. And it has, not only killed people, it caused for, great amount of damage to the film. Let us understand in this context what is science, what is technology, and what is engineering. If you understand, like, the nature, for example, how a plant grows, how a seed germinates, it is a natural process. You are not doing anything there, isn't it? So if you understand the process, that is called science. And what is technology then? Through some methodology and through insight into that understanding, if you can change the process, or if you can change this natural process to gain, betterment or for your use, then that is called technology. And then what is engineering? Working or developing a technology with constraints is called engineering. Okay, the essence of engineering is to always design under constraints. These are the conceptual drug delivering robots, which are of size lesser than your red blood cell, takes medicine with them, goes into through your bloodlines, go to the place where the medicine is required and deliver the blood, and it becomes soluble in the blood, or soluble, or they can come out also sometimes. And this is the International Space Station. You see, the macro level and the micro level, the design is under the constraints. This is what is called mixing science and technology and making engineering marvels. This is how the complex systems are being built. Okay, so you see this video by Raytheon Systems, I think it is playing. Yeah. How complex is an air defense mission is when you have an enemy missile in the space. So enemy launched a missile and your satellites detect them. And the thing is that the incoming missile is only be seen as a speck, very small speck in the whole sky. You have to launch a missile against this target, and the missile releases the kill vehicle in the nearby, and the kill vehicle has to identify and hit the target, neutralize the target. You see how complex the system is. First of all, detection, communication, launching, identification, and killing the target. All these things has to happen in cohesion. Otherwise, the missile comes and hits us. And these kind of things are war tested now in Operation Sindoor. And we are always trying to design a better weapon, maybe a probabilistic kill to the assured kill, area weapons to the targeted weapons, manned to unmanned, sense and shoot to search and shoot, tactical to the network centric warfare. And DRDO has been working in these directions. Any research or any system development never becomes a single stream of science or engineering. It is always a multidisciplinary research. If you say that I know programming, that's not enough. If you say I know I am an electronic designer, no, that's not enough. You need to learn the physics or the chemistry or even the mathematics to have the domain knowledge where you are working on, even the biology or whatever it is. As per the McKinsey's next to futuristic things, slide courtesy the McKinsey's website, the disruptive technologies of the future, these are the 10 technologies they say estimated that these are going to change the future of this world. One is the next level process automation, virtualization, next level of connectivity, distributed infrastructure, next gen computing, applied AI, programming, trusted architectures, which is very, very important, bio-revolution, using the bio-inspired sensor systems everywhere, and next generation materials, like materials which can have intelligence, smart materials, and future of clean technologies. This is the, one of the fundamental problems of the world, which is suffering from now. So these are the technologies that are going to change the future. And comes the industry 4.0, where the data and the automation comes together with adaptive manufacturing and highest levels of cyber security is going to drive the industry. And many of the countries are already in the process of adapting industry 4.0. And we need to change the gear to adapt it to this industry 4.0. And irrespective of Agile normally is heard from the computer science or software engineering community, but now it is being adapted everywhere. The Agile development methodology, which is essential, or I shall say that it's going to be the game changer in any project management. You should have a clear-cut idea of what you are building, how your decisions impact, and work out a methodology to test the system properly and deploy it. And time to market is the key criteria for any technology or any system. You see the startup ecosystem in the country. This is the slide from 2024, 2 years back systems. So US startup ecosystem investments are like 2.5 trillion, and we are still at 1.141 billion. This has to increase a lot, and things are changing for last 2 3 years. And there are many investors are funding the deep tech startup systems. It is our job or our work to ensure that we are working in a deep tech area and try to get these kind of funding and develop the systems which are useful for the next generation. There are 4.5 lakhs developed by the Indian unicorns till date, means is 2024 again a slide, and the numbers would be much higher if you see in this year or next year. But when you see ourselves in the global scenario, this is again 2024 slide. You see where we live, where we have one of the state we have in Bengaluru in the 20th ranking global rankings. So this need to be changed quickly. Otherwise, we will miss the bus. We earlier days, yes, we missed some of the buses, like for example the chip revolution. Now we are making faster steps, or even we are running. India has recently manufactured its own chips and other things. uh, Fab facilities and other things are coming up very seriously in the last couple of 3 4 years. Like that, we will be missing, like for example, quantum technologies. There is a quantum mission by the government of India, and there are the cyber physical systems, human machine interfacing, autonomous navigation. So many missions are there. It is our like opportunity, these opportunity we need to take it and grow further. And you think of like what are the major problems the world is facing now, and try to find a solution for that. And that gives you a great opportunity to grow as well as take the world into a better level. For example, the biggest problem that we are going to have is like fossil fuels. And you may say that EV has come and solving, but what about the batteries? And what about the dumping? And how these, first of all, the electricity is coming to charge, and then comes the environment pollution. How do you solve these problems? The green technologies, how do you solve the pollutants that are going into the air, water, and other things? How can you provide clean water to these 800 million people, the whole world? And the majority of the investors are now investing in natural resources. Ironically, earlier everyone was in the industries. Now people are investing in the natural resources, how to provide water. And as someone said, like third world war, if it comes, the fourth world war, people will be fighting with stones. So there will be wars for the water. So how can we develop technologies for quicker and faster cleaning of the water, desalination, getting clean water from the dirty water, used water? These kind of things we need to work. Then what's our role? Let us say, like this picture. Okay, can you see this picture, or can you tell what is the story behind this picture? You can easily see there is one person with 10 heads, and the other person standing on the ground and trying to fight with him, throwing arrows at him, and he broke his arrow bow as well. Okay. So first of all, when you see this picture, you get the idea that it is from Ramayana, and this person standing here with the 10 heads is definitely Ravan. Fine, right? Then this person is not Ram. Okay? The first thought you get is like Ram versus Ravan fight. but he is not Rama. He is Lakshmana. Why? You see the color. He is not blue in color. He is orange in color. And when I show this picture to my, 6-year-old son, he told like it is Lakshmana versus Ravan. Then I was wondered. I was thinking that it's Rama versus Ravana. Then a story I read, it is Lakshmana versus Ravana, the war. So one of the days it has happened. Why? Why I could not realize that this is Rama? Because we always assume with our knowledge or whatever we have, we do make wrong decisions and wrong things. And when these assumptions, when these assumptions becomes, many a times detrimental to achieve the goals, okay, to achieve it. So it is, you need to have a very, very unbiased and very clear picture in mind to understand the situations, understand the requirements, understand the markets, and understanding the technology. And this we have already seen. And sometimes or many a times solution seems very, very obvious on paper. Okay, so you may see that, when developing a technology, subsystems development, many times we face this problem as well. And when we develop independent systems work properly. But when it comes to the integration, the systems won't work as expected, because in reality many a times the interfaces and other things may vary and not communicated properly. Right communication is the very key in research, remember. So identifying the proper requirements and interface of the each subsystem or each system is very, very important. We assume the things, because of that these kind of things happen. So what is the innovation mantra? Okay, what is that? First of all, you maintain and improve a scientific temper and always be updated with the latest advancements. And as I told you and I started this session, question and question and question till you get the right answer. Maybe a stupid question, but if you don't ask, you live like a stupid for the entire, life. The person may be seen as a stupid at that moment, but it's okay, fine. I don't know this. What's wrong in, asking something I don't know? And we need innovators, not the imitators. And so I've seen like, many interns come to us, and when I ask fundamental questions to them, like very few fundamental questions on computer science or data structures or operating systems and things, people say that so these were not taught. And I've observed or I've seen that many of the students are not even reading the textbooks. They just go through the videos, or they ask the AI, or for that particular specific question, and they may go through the videos or sometimes even the presentations, and they simply attempt an exam and get the marks. And these kind of engineers, do you think, can we compete with the developed countries with this kind of engineers? And we need to change our attitude a lot in this respect. When you choose to work in an area, or when you choose to learn something, you need to learn it to a level that no one else can do that in that way. So my friend's father, who was a teacher, so he used to tell me like, I don't mind whatever job you do, whatever job you do, but you need to be the best person in that particular job. You were no second to anyone in that particular area. So you choose any field. It doesn't matter. Field doesn't matter. But the kind of diligence you put in that, and the kind of hard work you put in that, the kind of heart you put in that, and never go by just to get the marks and see some presentations and write the exam, get the marks. No, burn your fingers, do something good, write a good program, design an electric circuit, work with that. Then only you can take calculated risk to take up the challenges which are required for the next generation. and you set your goal. It's not that, someone else can set your goal for you. You set your goal and try to achieve that. No one can stop you at that point of time. Only thing is you need to have, high standards, ethics, and values in that process of attaining this excellence. We have great ancestral past, metallurgy, materials, and this is an inverted furnace which was never known to any country to develop zinc. We were the greatest producers of zinc, and we were exporting this until some other countries' spies have, found that, and they started developing similar thing. And then we, as I told you, Panini Sastajai, and we have great contributions in the astronomy, and how a Tithi is calculated precisely with the movements of sun and moon. Every 12 degrees is called a Tithi. So such kind of many areas we have great answer. Even the atomic physics, the Kanada. So we have that in our blood. That's what I'm trying to tell. It's not new that we have to learn it. New. It is there in our blood, but only thing is, right, what happens to us? Like, for example, you started trying to reach your goal. You started walking towards that, and there was a small deviation. Okay, your project submission is nearby, and your friend came and asked, like, hey, let's go to a movie. No problem, that's okay. Assignment only needs 3 hours to submit. We can ask AI to do that. We'll enjoy the movie and then, still submit this. Deviation is very small, okay? You can still come back. And in the second year, it becomes much more. And if you continue in the same way, it becomes much more. And finally, you end up in somewhere where you cannot come back to your goal. You can never make it after some time. Even at the first step or second step, you can make a course correction and try to achieve the goal. But once you cross a certain level, it's gone. You will never be able to make your goal, meet your goal. And it is like, very painful at that point of moment. So I request everyone, try to, put your efforts in the right direction always. That is very important. The gap is very small, and once covers everything. And when you develop the systems, when you are developing the systems, this is how similar as somehow this is how it happens. So the customer explains this way, and the product leader understands this way, and the analyst designs this way, and the programmer writes this way, business consultant describes it this way, documentation was this way, features, operations, installations, and bill, and it was supported this way, but actually customer wanted is this. So with this, I just stop my presentation. Thing is that end of the day, your diligence, hard work, and commitment towards your goals, that matters. And the technology is always like, two-sided sword. Like, you need to use it in a proper direction, proper way, understanding the repercussions of that. That is much more important. And having ethics and values wherever you go, that is a very important thing. DRDO has been working on various outreach programs. We have internships, and we have so many competitions on new technologies, and we are working on many technologies like AI and quantum technologies and different kinds of sensors, materials which work in different areas. But still, like, there is a lot to do. There is much to do in the way to go. Okay, thank you. Thanks for listening to me, and thanks for this opportunity. Any questions? Maybe I can answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and inspiring session. Now we will begin our interactive question and answer session. Participants are requested to post their questions in the chat box. Please keep your question brief and relevant to today's topic. Sir, we have an unique question from our participant. What is the core mission of RCI and how it is different from DRDO labs?
Okay. So I saw that many of the DGs and other people spoke about the DRDO. Their talks were there. That's why I did not touch that. So DRDO is an organization which is having 50 plus laboratories across the country. RCI is one of the laboratory. Okay, DRDO is the organization under the aegis of DRDO. There are many labs working. RCI is one lab. Our major mandate is to design avionics, means the electronics for aerospace, like missile systems, UAVs, and aircrafts or whatever it is. We do develop avionics. For example, inertial navigation systems, actuation systems, onboard computers, and software for all these systems, seeker systems, and EMI/EMC related certifications, environmental tests, hardware loop simulation, batteries, and all these systems are developed, designed, uh, and new frontiers of research in these areas happens at RCI.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful explanation. Here is another excellent question from one of our student coordinator. Hasini, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good
I'm
evening,
Hasni.
Hasni. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I'm Hasni from second year of Triple E at Palvi Engineering College. So my question is, sir, which emerging defense technology should students focus on today to make India as a self-reliant country in the next 10 to 15 years?
Yeah, see, I can give you two, three. Okay, so you can choose as per your interest. Okay, there are many things. But the major things are one, materials. Where we were, stronger. Now we have become a little, lag in rare earth metals extraction and usage of these materials. Material science is the one which is essential for this country to become self-reliant. For example, one of our neighboring nations could threaten another country just by stopping exporting magnets and some other materials. Okay, materials is the first thing. Second thing is engine, aero engine. Okay, aero engine is very much important for this country. It is really bad, or I should say, like for a country with 150 million people, crores of people, with so many lakhs of engineers coming out, we don't have our own, aero engine completely proven yet. Yes, now last couple of years there was huge development in this area, and many private companies are coming up and developing the engines. The aero engine, because of which we suffered the Tejas program a lot. Not only Tejas, even the AMCA, the so-called great countries which were promised to provide engines, and they are playing with us. And until unless you have your own engine developed, you cannot be self-reliant. Third one is the electronics, chip manufacturing and fabrication. That we have already made good steps in the last couple of years actually. Excellent work, excellent drive by the government. And the private industry could rightly catch up that initiative by the government, and tremendous contributions. And if the students learn, like especially when it comes to the chip verification process and other things, these three are going to change the future. And I'm sure, like the destination weddings are now happening in Europe and other places, in the coming future, next 10 years, marriages will be made in heaven. Okay, you may be going to moon for a marriage invitation, marriage destination marriages. And the space tourism is going to be one of the most promising area. So there will be settlements on moon. There will be settlements in between, like ISS. You may just go for a cup of tea there and have and come back. Such kind of situation we will see in our lifetime. And for that, aerospace and materials, electronics are very, very essential. Though I am from computer science background, so these three are very, very essential. Hope I answered your question.
That's a very thoughtful question from one of our students. With your permission, sir, we'll move to the next question.
Sure.
I request Saharsha to ask a question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I'm Saharsha, a fourth year student at Malaradi Engineering College.
Okay.
Sir, how can we identify which of our technical ideas have real potential to become successful deep tech startups?
Okay. See, that's what I don't know whether I could present it to the level you understand. See, first thing is you clear about your problem statement, okay, and solution. The problem should be universal in the sense like it should be solving a bigger problem or universal problem. Then the adaptability or applicability is much more. Okay, that is the first thing. You should see what problem you are trying to solve. If the problem is not big enough, like and it is only solving, say for example, in India there are 150 crores of people, and your solution is only targeting, or your product is only targeting maybe a crore people, that will be used by only a crore people. The success for that kind of a product or thing is much lesser than if you are developing a technology or a business idea which will impact 100 crores of people. This is the business angle of the thing. But when it comes to the deep tech, you need to see, are there any very rudimentary applications which are solving the problem. For example, I will give you one fantastic example here. When the space missions were going on by Russia and United States spent a lot of money on a pen, anti-gravity pen, which can work in, on the moon or in the space. And you know what Russians did? They used a pencil. You got the point, right? So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so you have to, identify whether this problem is really a problem. Are there any alternative solutions that are already available by just modifying certain things? That thought process you need to work on first before framing your problem statement and solution. That is where you can actually make your product more or your solution more practical, reliable, and adaptable to many situations. That is where the success actually brings in.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one last question from our participant. Which recent DRDO missile or avionic technology are you most proud of and why? What is the
Okay.
most?
So this is a good question. Look, see, I ask myself, okay, I ask myself many a times, like what I am proud of. First of all, you see this in a two different ways. First thing is, when you see the missile is roaring into the sky and your software is actually driving it, and in these 150 crore people, and you were chosen for this job, and you could do this with the immaculate success of that particular mission, that definitely gives a sense of pride with a pinch of responsibility as well. I proud of my own missile system where I worked on. I cannot say the details of those systems because of some classified nature. There are certain systems which are launched, which can be launched from various platforms, as mentioned in my introduction: underwater launched missile systems, air launched systems, and many other things. And second thing is, like, more than the pride, it is the sense of responsibility. One small mistake takes it to a catastrophic failure. That responsibility is, always chilling and that actually motivates us to do better systems and high quality systems.
Thank you, sir, for patiently answering all our participants' questions. Now I invite our coordinator, Ms. Rida, to deliver vote of thanks. Rida, over to you.
Respected Speaker of the Day, Mr. A.V. Maruti Sai Ram, sir, esteemed mentors, faculty members, and enthusiastic participants joining us from across the nation. A very good evening to one and all present here. I am Rida Zareen, a student coordinator at the KIYE Foundation. As we conclude KIYE Foundation S-Talk Lecture 22, it's my absolute privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, on the behalf of the entire KIYE Foundation family, I extend our deepest gratitude to Mr. A.V. Maruti Sai Ram, sir. Sir, listening to your incredible journey in the mission critical avionics, real time software, and the DRDO innovation has been a true masterclass. Thank you for enlightening us on the role of technology in nation development and showing us how technical precision drives India's self reliance. We are equally inspired by your dedication outside the technical precision drives India's self. We are equally inspired by your dedication outside the lab through the Veterana Foundation and the Go Green initiatives. We also extend our sincere appreciation to the leaderships of the KIY Foundation for constantly bridging the gap between the students and the industry pioneers through the S-Talk initiatives. A special note of thanks goes to our entire tireless student coordinator team and the technical team who works behind the scenes efforts ensured the flawless execution of today's session. Finally, a massive thank you to our wonderful audience. Your active engagement, brilliant questions, and the energetic participation are what makes this Saturdays truly special. Thank you once again, Maruti Sai Ram sir, for your valuable time and wisdom. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Jai Hind.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Yeah.
Thank you, Rida. As we conclude today's S-Talks Lecture 22, let us remember that technology is not merely about machines or software. It's about solving real-world challenges, empowering people, and strengthening our nation. A heartfelt thank you to our esteemed speaker, Mr. A.V. Maruti Sai Ram sir, for sharing his invaluable knowledge and inspiring each one of us. Stay connected with KIY Foundation through our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp platforms. For upcoming stock sessions, internships, workshops, industrial visits, and many more exciting opportunities. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a wonderful evening. Jai Hind.
Yeah. Thank you. Jai Hind.